Welcome to the module on quality management systems. In this modules, we will talk about ISO 9001 2015 and in particular, we will be talking about the objectives, how to set the objectives, what is the meaning of objectives, and how to identify a smart objective within your department. So what are the objectives? Objectives can be general or specific. General objectives are basically you call it as a goals, and specific objectives are called objectives. The general objectives of your study states what you expect to achieve in general terms. Specific objectives break down the general objectives into smaller, logically connected parts that systematically addresses the various aspects of a problem. For example, if you take or if you see your career path, you may be willing to be the owner of a process, you may be willing to be the owner of an organization, owner of a system. So that career path, the end result of your end vision of your career path is what is known as the general objective or the goal of your life. And in order to achieve that goal, you have to have an incremental approach to build your competencies for achieving the goal at the end. So when we are talking about the incremental approach to build the competencies, that means there has to be a systematic, continuous development in the process as well as the level of competencies. You need to set small objectives which are basically called as the SMART objectives, so that the moment you start achieving small objectives, for example, if you want to reach from the ground floor to the first floor, you use ladders, okay, and if you are using a staircase, now the landings of the staircase, if you feel it as an ultimate objective of you being reaching to that level, then each step you cross is basically the SMART objective, and the time taken to complete each step is basically the time taken to multiplying the number of times you have taken, you have stepped to reach the landing is basically the time taken for achieving those goals. So your SMART objectives can be of smaller durations, and goals can be of longer durations. When we talk about the difference between the goal and the objectives, objectives should have targets to achieve, whereas goals can be a general statement. Objectives are associated with the action plan, whereas goals are not having a complete action plan, but can have a piece of action plan which is associated with your objectives. So the number of objectives, the goal is being divided into the number of objectives. Okay. Now, focused or critical activities, objectives are meant for focused or critical activities or the gray areas where you are facing difficulty in achieving the set targets. You set objectives because objectives will give you a focused approach in order to handle those situations, whereas goals are the routine activities or the general activities like reaching office or doing a particular job repetitively a number of times, and so far and so on. Objectives can be singular, but goals can be a list of activities. Objectives must be measurable and tangible, whereas goals may not be strictly measurable or tangible. Objectives needs to be precise action for accomplishment of the specific task. Whether you are achieving the task or not achieving the task is depends upon the action plan you have initiated to get that objective. So if you're not able to achieve the task, then you have to revise your action plan and then try to achieve the task, because unless until you achieve the task, you will not be able to move further. Similarly, goals are the general intentions towards the attainment of something which may be action oriented, which may not be action oriented. Objectives can be precise targets set for a short term, whereas goals can be for a longer time. Now, if you see an example, I want to achieve success in the field of genetic research and do what no one has ever done. So this is a wish list. This is my thought process. So it can be a goal in my life. But if you want to achieve this goal, then the objective has to be, I want to complete a thesis on genetic research within this month, so that at least I will be able to cover up this much of distance in order to reach my final destination. So this is how the objectives and the goals are defined. But generally we end up in defining our goals as an objective. So we have to be careful while defining an objective, and we have to be attentive when we talk about our objectives. Objectives needs to be SMART. So when we say SMART, S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for attainable, R stands for relevant, and T stands for time bound. So in short, in general terms, if you see, one has to set the objectives for which they should know what is their current level, what is their targeted level, what is the action plan one has to initiate in order to achieve the targeted level, the timelines which is planned to achieve the targeted level, and how do they monitor it, whether it is being monitored on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis or on a daily basis. So this is how the objectives for any particular department needs to be set. Let us have some examples on how to set objectives which is in line with the ISO requirements, which is they call it objectives needs to be measurable. Coming to a QA/QC department or a quality department, if you see, generally we see the objectives of quality department, some examples, some random examples I would like to show, like if you have written your objectives as a design mix of concrete using at least 2 sources of construction materials as my objective, or revision of concrete trial mixes on the basis of the standard deviations being achieved. So all these objectives which are written are generic in nature. They don't have any set target as such, specific target as such. So they don't have the current level, they don't have the targeted level, they don't have the action plan, they don't have the time bound or timeline, and they are not generally measurable. So it needs to be smart. So how do we make it smart? Like for example, when we talk about a smart objective, objective stated like reducing the rejection of test results from 10% to 15% by enforcing a regular process checks can be achieved by the end of June 2021. So it can be an objective which we can say as a smart objective, because you know that your current level of rejection is 10%. Your targeted level of rejection is say 5%. You want to achieve this target by the end of June 2021, and you want to have an action plan which is by enforcing the regular process checks at regular intervals in the form of physical checks or in the virtual checks. That can be detailed again further in your action plan when you are about to prescribe the same thing. And then these things can be monitored on a monthly basis, like for the month of November, if it is 10%, in the month of December, whether it is 10% or less than 10%, or it is more than 10%. So when the set objective is above the current level, that means you need to take action on your action plans, because the action plans taken to reduce the objectives are not effective in nature. So then immediately you need to correct your action plan. And if your during the monitoring, if you feel that instead of 10% it went down by say 9.8%, that means the tendency or the trend of the rejection is going downwards towards the objective. So that means your action plans are more or less on track, and you can initiate or you can further strengthen your action plan in order to achieve the 5% goal by the end of June 2021. Some more examples if you see, like for example, optimization of M40 grade of concrete for PQC mixes using fly ash. If you say your objective is only optimization of M40 grade of concrete using PQC mixes of fly ash, then you are not able to achieve anything because you don't have a set target for this. So it becomes a general objective, or it is because it become a wish list of your department, or it can be a goal of saying that I want to optimize my M40 grade of concrete for PQC mixes using fly ash. But the moment you define a value associated to that, that means, like for example, your current level of OPC 53 grade cement in PQC mixes is 320 kgs per cubic meter, and you want to achieve a target of say 310 kgs per cubic meter. And for that, your action plans are like you want to do some trials by varying the water cement ratio, by varying the cement content, and by changing the admixture doses or the type of the admixtures also. So this whole activity or this complete process, you want to do it within a timeline of say by December, end of December 2020, and you want to monitor this based on the trial results, the compressive strength, the flexural strength, and the workability of the mixers. Then you can say that yes, you have a SMART objective. You have an objective which is set for 310 kgs, and for that you have started with you are already at 320 kgs, and you want to reduce your cement content in the interval of say around 2 kgs or 3 kgs depending upon the way you want to have it, and by changing the water cement ratio, changing the admixture types. So multiple types of trials and multiple methods of optimizations can be adopted, and see what is the results you are getting. So the decision is all depends upon what is the workability you are achieving, what is the compressive strength you are achieving, and what is the flexural strength you are achieving. If these things are meeting the requirements, then of course you are able to reduce your cement content from 320 to 310 kgs. In case you are not able to achieve the required values at 310 kgs, but you are well within the specification limits by reducing the cement content to say 312 kgs, then also your objective can be SMART, and you can say that you want to revise your target level to say 312 kgs, because after reducing 312 to 310, you are not able to achieve the required specification. So your bottom line will be 312 kgs plus the mineral admixtures, that is fly ash. But at the same time, if you say that my current level is 320 kgs and I want to target a value of say 280 kgs per cubic meter for OPC 43 grade cement in a PQC mix being produced using fly ash, whereas the grade of concrete is M40, then this is more like not reliable or not achievable, because it is less than the minimum quantity required. Like for example, for PQC mixes, when you are using a mineral admixture called fly ash, the minimum cement content required is 310 kgs, and any value less than 310 kgs is not acceptable. So at the target levels only, the moment you define your target level as 280 kgs per cubic meters, this objective becomes not achievable, and hence can be rejected. So we can say that the second objective, which is written down here, is not a SMART objective, because this is though specific but not achievable or not attainable. So if it is not attainable or not achievable, it cannot be seen as an improvement, and then you need to revise, or you need to revise your objective in line with the requirements given in the specifications or in the contract requirements. Further, to add on to understand more about what the SMART objective could be, or what are the other objectives could be, if we say that we want to have a control on the non-conformities raised by the client, simply saying control on non-conformities raised by a client is not going to be a SMART objective, because in this particular line you have only a statement which is showing your wish list or your goal, saying that I want to have a control on the non-conformities raised by the client. But what is the current level of the non-conformities which is being raised by the client, and what is the level you want to target is not there. So a SMART objective could be, you say that my current level is say suppose 15 NCRs in a month, and I want to target a level say 0 NCRs in a month. And in order to achieve that, I want to have a process introduced to increase the inspection at different levels in the process, and I want to achieve this whole objective, say by the end of December 2020 or maybe 2021. So for the time being, let us say we want to have achieve this target by December 2020. So the monitoring can be done on a monthly basis, that is looking at the trend of the NCR logs. So, but at the same time, when you say that my current level of NCRs is 0 NCRs in a month and my target level is also a 0 NCRs in a month, that means there is nothing you want to achieve because you want to maintain that situation. So it is not showing any improvement in your process. So when the objectives are bound to show you improvement in the process, and if there is no improvement, that means ideally it is your wish list or the goal, but it is not, it cannot be an objective, because there is nothing you want to achieve because you are already in that level where you are there, and below that you can't do anything out of it. So it is mandatory when you set an objective to say that what is your current level, and there has to be some improvement from the current level, and to achieve that improvement you need to have a set action plan, and you can have a time frame to achieve that objective. In case you are not able to achieve your objective in that time frame, your time frame can be increased or decreased depending upon the achievement of your objectives, or you can change your action plans in order to see that you can meet the objective. But if there is nothing to achieve, then you cannot set that as an objective. So the second set of values showing that my objective is 0 NCRs in the current level and 0 NCRs is my target level cannot be stated as a SMART objective, because there is nothing to achieve in this particular example. One more example related to the QA/QC department only. If you see, like when we say the number of field compaction tests to be conducted per day for embankment, I want to enhance my number of field compaction tests to be conducted per day for embankment. So in these conditions, what is the current level, what is the targeted level, what is your action plan, and by what time you want to achieve, all those things are missing, hence they cannot be treated as a SMART objective. So the green, the lines, the statements given in the green columns is what is your goal or what is your aim of your life, that you want to enhance it. But what is your current level is more important to understand. If the current level is meeting your requirement, then there is no scope for improvement. So that's why when we say my current level is 15 tests per day per team, and I want to enhance my testing from 15 to 20 tests per day per team, and in order to increase my testing frequency, I want to increase my efficiency, improved efficiency of the team, or we can have a change in test methodologies, like for example, instead of sand replacement method, you can go for nuclear density gauge method, or electrical density gauge method, or core cutter method, and so on. So, or if you are seeing that a lot of time is being wasted in traveling, especially in road projects, then you can divide your sections in such a way that each time will have minimum travel time to reach a particular site for testing, so that the loss of time will be minimum and the output will be maximum. But when we say that my current level is 15 tests per day per team, and I want to achieve a target of say 200 tests per day per team without without having any forcing. So like if it is exorbitantly high, if the target level is very high, then also it seems to be illogical in terms of objectives, setting an objectives. So what is best can be done is you can break this 200 into say around 20 or 40 so that it is achievable. Once you achieve one level, then you can go further, and you will not you will have some sort of a positive vibes that you are able to achieve that. So in this case, though it is achievable, but still it is not practicable to increase your test frequency from 15 to 200 by end of December 2020. So in this particular case, if you have written that instead of December 2020, the timeline for achieving this is December 2022, then also to some extent it is possible, but objectives are for short duration of times in general, because the results needs to be effective, and the results will have a positive impact on the framework of mind, and there will be positive development and increase in the efficiencies. That is the reason why this can be rejected as far as the SMART objectives are concerned. So once again we say that the SMART means it has to be specific, though it is specific, measurable, but not practical. It is not attainable easily during that period of time which is being stated over here. So it is considered to be a not non-SMART objectives, or it cannot be an objective. So coming to the plant and equipment departments, if generally we observe that we ensure zero equipment breakdown or zero minimum equipment breakdown. So such statements are basically the general objectives or goals or wish list of the department. This cannot be a departmental objective or a SMART objective. So why? Because the SMART objectives needs to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be attainable, and time bound and relevant. It has to have its current level, the targeted level, the action plans, the timelines, and the mode of measurements or the monitoring measurements. So when we say ensuring a zero equipment breakdown, it doesn't really reflect what does it mean and what is your current level. Maybe you are already there in the zero breakdown list, and further you want to achieve zero breakdown. So it is basically the policy, it cannot be the objective. It is basically your goal that you want to sustain in zero equipment breakdown, but it cannot be an objective because there is no direct improvement or is being seen. So when we say you have to set an objective, objectives are set basically for the area or the matter of concerns, area of concerns, so that you want to improve on that area. So, for example, if you have a particular equipment is breakdown for too much of breakdown in a particular equipment, like for example, reducing the breakdown of hot mix plant from 200 hours per month to 50 hours per month by enforcing the effective preventive maintenance, so that this can be achieved by end of June 2021. That means you have a hot mix plant which is having a higher rate of breakdown, say around 200 hours per month, every month, consistently for maybe average of 200 hours per month for the last 6 months or 8 months. So this is a area for pain, area of concern as far as the plant and equipment department is concerned. So you can have a specific example saying that yes, this is the area of pain and I want to reduce this from 200 hours to 50 hours. Once you achieve the 50 hours, then you can say that yes, now we are comfortable at 50 hours. Now we want to focus it to say around 10 hours or 20 hours. So this is how you will achieve the improvement in the process, and the efficiencies also can be achieved. And you have a focused area or focused approach to deal with the situations. That is the reason why we say that whenever you want to set an objective, it has to be your focused areas, it has to be your gray areas, it has to be your pain areas where you feel that it is really getting difficult to get the targets achieved. Some more examples if you see, like for example, when we say the fuel consumption of equipments, especially generators, needs improvement. So when we say needs improvement, on what basis, on what grounds, what is the current level of fuel consumption, what level you want to achieve, what is your norms, all those things are not stated in this particular statement. And so this is basically a generic objective or a goal. Whenever we say generic objective, it's basically we are aiming at our goal or it is our wish list. But when we categorically say that my current level of fuel consumption is 15 liters per hour and I want to achieve 6 liters per hour, which is also the norms of the organization, and to achieve that what is required is I need to have an action plan, maybe based on the root cause analysis of the excess consumption of the fuels or any thing pertaining to what is the main reason for excess consumption of fuel. If I am able to identify, then I will be taking actions in order to reduce the fuel by taking the positive norms, and this I want to achieve by December 2020. So now when we have stated already the timeline, the current level, the target level, and the action plan, then there has to be some monitoring process in place, and this will be monitored on a monthly basis. So if you see that on a regular monthly basis by applying the action plan which has been pre-decided for that particular equipment is helping you to reduce the fuel consumption, that means your actions considered are correct and you can proceed with those action plans. But if your action plans are increasing the fuel consumptions, that means whatever the action plan perceived is not sufficient to reduce the fuel consumption, and there has to be further improvement is required. There has to be some more actions to be associated in order to reduce your fuel consumptions. So this can be stated as a SMART objective because it has got its current level, the target level, some action plans, and the timeline on which you want to achieve. That means you have been given some set targets in order to improve the process. But at the same time, if you say that the current level is 15 liters per hour, of course it is diesel only, and the target level is 2 liters per hour of diesel consumption, whereas your norms say it should be 6 liters per hour. So when the norms are 6 liters per hour, you cannot target below the norms, which is exorbitantly below. That is, your norms are 6 and you are saying, I want to achieve 2 liters. Maybe you will say that I want to achieve 1 liter. That means actually the efficiency or the utilization of the equipment is not there. Maybe you are theoretically achieving less than the norms, the fuel consumption, but actually, if you see actually the availability or the utilization of the equipment is less in that particular case. So such type of set targets are said to be not achievable or non-achievable, and hence will be rejected, and we cannot say these objectives as the SMART objectives. One more example, like increasing the efficiency of the wet mix macadam plant of 280 TPH. So we have said we want to increase the efficiency of 280 TPH, okay, and we are talking about the wet mix plant only, but in this particular case we have not said what is the efficiency we are currently at and what is the targeted efficiency. So without those two things, your statement will become a wish list only and it becomes a general statement only. So in order to convert this into a SMART objective, what is required is you need to say that my current level is, say, suppose 200 TPH and my target level is, say, 240 TPH. So I want to improve the efficiency of my wet mix plant from 200 TPH to 240 TPH by increasing the process cycle time, and this I want to achieve by the end of December 2020. The monitoring of daily production in TPH will be able to give you a trend that whether your action plans are sufficient to increase the efficiency of the wet mix macadam plant, or you are able to increase the production of the wet mix macadam plants. But at the same time, when we say my current level is 200 TPH and my targeted level is 300 TPH, but your plant is having a capacity of 280 TPH, so beyond the plant capacity you can never produce. You're not supposed to produce. It is practically not possible. So there won't be any action which will have an enhancement of the plant capacity, like 280 TPH will become 300 TPH, or say 280 TPH will become 320 TPH. So such targets which are not achievable are not treated as SMART objectives, and this is the target level which is not achievable. Hence, this cannot be a SMART objective and will be rejected. Similarly, if you say maintaining the earth pit resistance for batching plant is my objective, so of course maintaining the earth pit resistance for batching plant is your goal. Definitely it is your responsibility, but it cannot be your objective because you don't have a target in this. So but when we say by current level of earth pit resistance for batching plant is 1.5 ohms, and I want to target this to achieve 0.5 ohms. So in order to do that, I want to do some actions plans, which is that is I have to maintain the water level in the earth pit. I have to fill regularly the earth pit with charcoal and salt, and so on. So that means there is an action plan associated with this, and there is a set frequency associated with it. So your action plan will demonstrate the set frequency as well as the actions, the dosings which is required to maintain the resistance of earth pit resistance of the batching plants. And also it depends upon the calibration of the measure which has to be used in order to check the earth pit resistance of the batching plants. So your timeline to achieve this target you are saying is June 2020, and you are monitoring using a frequently checking earth pit resistance on a regular basis using a measure. But when we say my current level is 0.2 ohms and the target level is 0.5 ohms, the action plan is maintaining water levels of earth pit at HMPs, and I want to achieve it by 2021. So when you are actually current level is lesser than the target level, then you are not supposed to take any action on this, because then you have to maintain it. So you can say that there is already the current level is better than the targeted level, so there is no point taking this as an objective, and hence it has to be rejected, saying that the current level and the target levels are not in line with the requirements of improvement of the process, or we can say that the objective is not a smart objective in this particular case. So to summarize this module, we talked about the definition of ISOs, the difference between the goals and the objectives, how to set the smart objectives of different departments. We have started with the QA/QC department, and for each department we have taken a few examples. So we will be covering each department on each part. In the next module, we will be covering the examples of departmental objectives, like how to set the departmental objectives for planning, stores, survey, and administration. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.